Hey everyone, just thought I'd make a video about replacing this part on my 2016 Scion TC. As you can see, this little piece right here, this little part, it's a little plastic part. It's got these little rubber parts in the middle, kind of like a sandwich. And it is, when it disintegrates like this is the reason for this rattle in your steering column. And I've been doing some research for a while about this car. About 4 or 5 months ago, had 85,000 miles on it, and really good condition. Just needed some preventive maintenance overall, and so I replaced a few things: struts, shocks. About to do a brake job next. Oil changes, coolant, different fluids, a few other things that I did. But this little thing, I didn't hear the rattling on my test drive. I guess there were some really smooth streets. It wasn't until I bought it, brought it home, and did an initial drive in my neighborhood. And I got pretty bad roads, so that kind of didn't help. But I heard this rattling going on, and ever since then I've been doing some research and found out that that's what the rattling is. It's this part right here, and it's pretty cheap. I think it was $7. But the real cost is getting to it, and I'm going to show you what I had to do to get to it. Basically had to take the instrument cluster off, all of these parts down here, and these two bolts right here hold the steering column up. Let's see, that one, that's on the right, this one's on the left, and if you loosen them like I'm doing right now, just gonna leave them partial. You can drop it low enough, see that, so that you can access that thing up there, which is a little housing for the electronic power steering. That bolt that's right there in the middle of your screen right there, there's one like that on this side, there's another one on the other side. They're 12mm bolts, and had some trouble. I had to take off all of this plastic and stuff. Took off the cover right here, took out the radio. All of that stuff's pretty easy. It's all snapping in, and once I was able to do that, I was able to drop the steering column low enough. Hopefully I didn't do any damage. I'll show you. I'm going to drop it again. There goes that bolt, or that nut. Can't lose those. Anyway, you drop it low enough, and now you can get to that housing that's in there. There's that bolt right there on that side, and there's one on the other. And when you take that cover off, this one right here, I couldn't take it off with it in this position, so I had to lift it up and stick my hand up there and hold on to the top, and it came apart. There's a zip tie that's right there. I cut that way you can loosen these wires. Anyway, after you do that, then you can take that housing off and access this little guy. Take it out, vacuum it out, blow it out, whatever you can do to get all the little green rubber pieces out. And once you do that, you put the new one in, close it back up, and then reassemble. I think the only difficult part I couldn't figure out was this thing. I think this is the airbags at your knees, and I couldn't quite figure out how to disconnect it. Maybe I'll go look up something later. But anyway, I just kind of held it high so I didn't have any tension on the on that wire. Anyway, so you take off all this stuff. Take off that piece right there. There are 4 bolts. They're 10mm bolts. And once you do that, then you can access that housing again in there. It's kind of a pain in the butt to get to those screws, but I did. And you need a box end wrench for that. And they're pretty tight. But once you get them loose, then you can hand loosen them. And then just reassemble. I'll take some pictures about the reassembly. Thanks.